Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to come back a little bit earlier than I'd anticipated. We were supposed to be playing Watford and Sheffield United in the FA Cup, but because of things happening in the house here, I want to record early. So today we're coming back for two games in the Championship. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 117 of From the Bottom to the Top, as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games in the Championship, match days 33 and 34, as we get towards the back end of the season. We're about 12 games away from the end of the season. Huddersfield Town at home, Barnsley away, both from sort of Yorkshire way, not that far apart, and we'll be facing them today. As I did say in the intro, we have come back a little bit early. I know I said at the end of the last episode we're coming back for Watford and Sheffield United, but due to a problem with our boiler here in the house, we've got somebody coming to fix it, which means that they'll be making lots of noise and doing loads of other things, and maybe even switching the electric off and so on and so forth, which means that we can't record for a couple of days. So needed to get the recording done outside my normal schedule, which means that we've come back a little bit early to try and get that done, so that I'm ahead going into the recordings and all the rest of it. So apologies if we've messed it up, but I hope you're going to enjoy today's episode. Don't forget, if you do enjoy the series so far, then leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. And also there is a shirt video coming out tomorrow. We've used a new supplier for these shirts. More about that tomorrow, but join me similar sort of time to our usual videos tomorrow afternoon, and we have a shirt unpacking for you then. So join me for that, and don't forget you can keep up to date with everything that's going on, all the releases, whether it be tutorials, shirt videos, let's play videos and all the rest of it, simply by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Right, so we haven't played any games since you were last with us. If you remember last time out, we beat Bournemouth by 2-0. James DeBeo and Glorian Zingo, the scorers, couldn't score against Fulham. Maybe it's because Wakachou is injured. I think he was injured for this game as well. He was. And Phil Seeger, who we've brought in to sort of semi-replace him, as it were, is not firing on any cylinders. We've been missing him for 3 games now and only scored 3 goals. And obviously up until then he was firing on all cylinders. So hopefully we can get back on track today. Injured, of course, in the game against Crawley Town in the FA Cup 4th round, and been missing for the last 3 games. Hopefully we'll have him back, not today I don't think, but possibly. No, might be a bit too soon. Certainly for the next episode, but may well be missing for the Huddersfield and Barnsley games. Right, so without any more to do, let's get it underway. It's match day 33 in the Championship. It's Huddersfield Town who we face. Played them twice previously. We beat them at their place, the John Smith Stadium, by 1-0 in the Championship. And previously, that was back in October. And then we also met them in the FA Cup 3rd round. 5-1 winners on that occasion. If we can find it. There we go. Olsen, DeBeo, Derry, and Russell Denny, the scorers. Who needs Wakachou? Harry Vinks getting a lead for Huddersfield on 14 minutes, but we'd certainly soon put that to rights and took an unassailable lead. We are at the Bob Lucas again today, so a result similar would be very nice if we can go and get it. Can we go and get it? Let's go and find out. And this is how we line up against Huddersfield Town in this Championship match day 33. It's Virginia in goal, Joe, G and DeBeo, the defensive line, Johnson and Lawrence are the wing backs. Russell Denny continues in that midfield, albeit Grady Macken is on his way back from injury. So be good to get him a little bit of game time today. Patterson is on the left, Derry on the right, and Nzingo between them, sat behind Phil Seeger, who is up front, and would like to see him score today to build his confidence a little bit. And then on the bench, we have Winterbottom, Olsen, Armitage, Holman, Linton, Grady Macken, Darcy, Jurich, and Daniel Jebison. And here we are, back at the Bob Lucas, playing our usual formation. And looking to get back onto winning ways after losing to Fulham. They are playing a 4-2-4 today. Danny Cowell is their manager, or Danny Cowley, should I say. 18th on 35 are Huddersfield. We are top. And our first highlight comes 35 minutes in. And Patterson and G working together. Patterson has the ball back. He's got Johnson out wide. Back to Patterson. Patterson inside to Joe. Joe, is he on his own here? He is. He's going to put it away as well. And it's his first goal for us. And he sort of like, I don't know what he did really, sort of worked his way around the defence, as we'll see here. So there's Joe, all on his own. Patterson flicking it inside to Joe. And then Joe into the area, evades the defender, gets his foot to it to avoid the defender again. And the goalkeeper just stood there and watched him put it in the back of the net. Well, just that one highlight on what turned out to be a fairly quiet first half. 7 shots, 1 on target. They've had 4 shots, 1 on target. We've had 0.7 XG against their 0.39 and 60% of the possession against their 40%. Joe, after 36, giving us the lead against Huddersfield, but it's not convincing so far. First highlight of the second half, 49 minutes on the clock. This ball from free kick from Joe out wide, and it's given away. Watch the long one forward. G gets underneath it, heads it to Johnson. Johnson to Russell Denny. Russell Denny now out to Lawrence. Lawrence in space. Passes it forward to Derry. Derry into Phil Seeger. And he's off the mark. And it's 2-0 on 50 minutes. Corner now, 51 on the clock. De Bayo near post. He's put it away. And it's 3-0 on 52 minutes. 2 goals in 2 minutes. 75 on the clock, corner, deep to De Bayo, but he couldn't get underneath, over the top of it. 78 on the clock, De Bayo going all the way back to Yale, Virginia. Johnson, Derry, Joe, Derry, G. Apologies for the highlights. We messed up on the recording. G to De Bayo. De Bayo finds G. Very steady build up. 3-goal lead. We want to try and keep a clean sheet if we can. Jurich, who's come on. De Bayo. De Bayo finds O'Grady Macken, who's also come on. Nice ball over the top to Nzingo into the area. And Phil Seeger, having got off the mark, scores his second on 80 minutes. 83 on the clock. They have a free kick swung in. Headed away by Olsen. But, who's this out here? Couldn't get to it. Grady Macken trying to thwart him, but they're building again. We've pushed them back from the minute. Kapacha. Petrov. Bennett. Into Petrov. This is looking ominous. Oh, Johnson off his feet. Petrov goes through, pulls it back. And we haven't kept a clean sheet. 3-1. And a highlight from the restart. That means one of two things. Giving the ball away. Koulibaly. And Bennett again out wide. Bennett and Petrov doing the damage out on that far side. But Sager steps in, stops the attack. Olsen gives the ball away, but Sager wins it back. Juric. Sager, of course, on a hat-trick now. De Bayo through to Lawrence. Lawrence crosses it in. Oh, Darcy just wide. In fact, it's gone for a corner. Derry will take the corner. And we've scored from corners today. This one deep to the back post. Again, De Bayo couldn't get over it. And 4-1 the final score. And it's good that Joe and Phil Seeger both getting off the mark. And hopefully that will give Phil Seeger a bit of confidence going forward. 20 shots, 7 on target, 3.23 and 55% of the possession against Huddersfield's 8 shots, 4 on target, 1.02 and 45% of the possession. Jesse Derry picking up a player of the match, 7 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance and 2 assists. He's had a good day at the office, as have a number of other players, including Phil Seeger. Well, we've avoided relegation because the bonuses have been paid out for avoiding relegation. So that is first and foremost good news. We are, as it stands, 2 points clear of Fulham, having won that game. Fulham beating Millwall by 3-1, so keeping toe and toe with us. But we are 8 points clear now of Burnley, who are in the just outside of the automatic promotion places. Which means that there's a nice old gap growing there. Burnley only managing a 2-2 draw with Preston, the M65 derby there going on. And as I say, that has kept us at the top of the table. We've got a fine 4-1 win, and our goal difference is also very splendid as well. The only difference between us and Fulham is that Fulham have drawn 1 game more than us, and we've won the other one. We won 22 of our 33 games so far this season. Other results: Hull City beating Sheffield United. Sheffield dropping to 16th, suddenly falling away again. Luton Town beating Coventry 2-1. Middlesbrough 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1, Norwich 0, Watford 0. Bournemouth to keep up their promotion playoff hopes, beating Portsmouth by 4-1. Birmingham beating Stoke by 2-0. Of course, Birmingham coming up with us last season. Have been up around the top there, but just dropped away a little bit, but picking up a little bit of steam again now. Swansea beating Derby County to thwart their playoff chances, and hopefully they won't want to drop that. So that's how it stands. We are top on 73. Fulham second on 71. Burnley third on 65. Derby are fourth, also on 65, but an inferior goal difference to Burnley. Bournemouth are then on 59, and Norwich are sixth on 56. Birmingham just outside of those playoff places on 53, with 20 points clear of there. So the chances of falling out and not getting a playoff place, I would hope at this stage of the proceedings, is fairly remote, albeit there's still quite a few games to go, and it's not mathematically impossible. We'd lose all our remaining games. Of course, we could drop well down the table. Birmingham, as I say, just outside Millwall, are below them in 8th. Also on goal difference, down the bottom of the table, Preston are in 22nd place on 30 points. Stoke are 6 points adrift of them, are in 23rd on 24, and Plymouth are in 24th. 10 points adrift of Barnsley, and Barnsley are next opponents in this particular episode, and we'll have a proper look at that in just a moment. If we can go back a stage, I can have a look at the table and see what their form's like. Barnsley have lost 3, drawn 2 of their last 5, so they're not in any manner, shape or form in good form. Have we played them earlier in the season? We did, I think. We beat them 3-0 at the Bob Lucas on that occasion. That man Wakachu getting a hat-trick. He won't be playing this time because of his injuries. So we're back at match day for the Championship, match day 34 against Barnsley. Can we have a winning episode? Let's hope so. And we have made a few changes today just to liven things up a little bit. And this is the side that will face Barnsley in the Championship Matchday 34. It's Virginia in goal. Olsen, DeBeo and Joe make the defensive line. Linton comes in as we've rested Carl Johnson. Lawrence is on the right. O'Grady Macken makes a start in place of Russell Denny. And then it's Derry on the left of the attack. Juric on the right, and then Zingo continues behind Sager, who's off the mark now with 2 goals. Up front, the bottom, the bench looking like this: Winterbottom, G, Armitage, Holman, Johnson, Denny, Darcy, Patterson, and Daniel Jebson. Here we are at Barnsley. Calaballero is their manager. He's new, apparently. Angus Gunn in goal. And we're playing our usual formation. We are first on 73. Barnsley 21st on 31 points. As the teams come out, they're playing in a red tonight. Derry with a corner. Swings this one in. It's headed back out. Derry will pick it up. They're playing a 4-4-2 today, which we know causes us problems. This one chipped in, though, nicely. But we didn't come away with the ball, and they did. All the way back to Angus Gunn in goal. And that ball cut out by Lawrence. Juric through to Seager. Seager to Derry. Derry. What's he going to do? He's into the area. He's going to go on his own. He's trying to curl that in the top corner. 31 o'clock. They have a throw in. And Steger trying to win the ball back. And cut out by the defender. Lawrence back to Yale, Virginia. Joe. O'Grady Macken. Joe. Joe to Yale, Virginia. Olsen trying to come out the other way. Linton in to Derry. Derry. Long ball out to Lawrence. Lawrence through to Juric. Juric now. Get the ball into the area he has. It was well defended though and recycled. Juric again. Juric tries to chip the goalkeeper but it's too high. First ball in. It was whipped in. Looking for Sager, I presume this is, in the middle here. Yep, Sager, but he didn't get through. The defender defended it well. Out to Joe. And then Zingo back into Juric. And Juric just trying to get past Gunn into that top corner, but couldn't do it. Daly Campbell with a throw in for Barnsley. 33 on the clock. And they come forward. And it's one of those bottom of the table banana skins, but we've won the ball back. Derry to Sager. Sager is on his own. Sager's going all the way, and it's only Angus Gunn. I was going to say Bryn. I think Bryn was his dad, but Angus pushing that wide for a corner. Linton with the corner then. Linton swings this one in to middle of the thing. It's going to go out for a throw. And a missed opportunity of Derry winning it in midfield. Sager onto it. And Sager did all the right things, really. And Gunn making himself big. Derry with the corner. 36 on the clock. This one deep back post. And it's headed away. Juric. Juric has lost that ball out there. And they come away with it. Cut out off his feet by Linton. He has to be careful because he's on a yellow card. Grady Macken through to Juric. Juric cross it in for Sager to tap it away, and Sager gets his 3rd goal of the season. And on 38 minutes, we take a 1-0 lead. Well worked. Juric saw Sager in space and put it on a plate for him. A free kick right on the strike of half time, and it's gone for a corner. Yeah, Virginia punching her away. We're in the 3rd minute of 2 added on. Danger not gone. Connell with an outswinger. Yeah, Virginia collects, and that's got to be it for half-time. And it is. And, well, they've had 2 shots, 1 on target, 0.12 and 61% of the possession. We've had 9 shots, 2 on target, 1.97 and 39% of the possession. Phil Seeger on 38 minutes and an assist from Juric. And with 66 minutes on the clock, we're going to make 3 changes because they are definitely getting back on top, which is a bit of a worry. Josiah Linton has come off. He's tired. He's not been playing particularly well. Johnson comes on to replace him. We have taken off Glory Nzingo, who's tiring, replaced by Ronan Darcy. And finally, Jesse Derry, also not having a great game out there. He's been replaced by Travis Patterson. Johnson with the throw-in. 69 minutes on the clock. O'Grady Macken, Johnson, Darcy. Darcy's in space. Darcy on his own. Tries to chip it over the goalkeeper, but he can't. 75 on the clock. Free kick just inside their half. Joe with the free kick. He's fired it into space. Darcy will get there. Darcy pulls it back for O'Grady Macken. Patterson into the area. Oh, and that man Sager, he's on fire now. His 4th goal of the season gives us a second on 76 minutes. And he's got a brace in the last game. He's got a brace today. And Darcy pulling that back. Grady Mack and Patterson into the area. And Sager taps it away. Well, we're just about to make some changes. And 77 minutes on the clock. They have a free kick. Be nice to keep a clean sheet, but don't seem to be able to. I don't know why. Sunter. It's over the top. And with 78 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes. We've taken off O'Grady Macken and brought on Reece Russell Denny. And our final change is Henry Lawrence is off and has been replaced by Jack Holman. And we have kept a clean sheet. Phil Sager getting a brace, giving us a 2-0 win over Barnsley at Oakwell. 17 shots, 4 on target, 3.26 and 45% of the possession. Really should have had another goal there. They had 7 shots, 3 on target, 0.37 on the XG and 55% of the possession. We had a lot more possession in that second half, but we're probably not as good. Phil Seeger picking up a player of the match, 2 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance and 2 goals. Suddenly he has found his form as we prophesied. Joran Zurich also doing very well, 2 key passes, 2 clear-cut chances and an assist. He's had a good day. Let's see how that leaves us in the table. And so here's the results. Only 3 games being played. No more midweek games being played. So we will have played a game more than Fulham and Derby County, albeit we do have 11 points gap over Derby County. Burnley winning their game against Portsmouth 2-0, which means that they remain 8 points behind us. In 3rd place. Fulham are in 2nd, didn't play. They are now 5 points adrift of us, but do have that game in hand. So they will be using that up. I guess it's something to do with the FA Cup, possibly. Yeah, because it's next week the round of games get played. And obviously with us going into the FA Cup, and they'll play midweek, which is why we've played this week. So Fulham playing Huddersfield technically in the game in hand. Watford is they 2-1 victors over Sheffield United. Sheffield United losing yet again, and now must be looking over their shoulders. Only 9 points clear of Preston, who are in 22nd. Watford, who we face in the first game of the next episode, are in 12th on 45 points. So they are today's results. So as we finish the episode, we're top on 76. Fulham in 2nd on 71. 8 points clear of Burnley in third on 68. Then come Derby County on 65, Bournemouth on 59, Norwich on 56, Birmingham just outside the playoff places on 53. A lot of these teams still got a game to play, of course, so not a level playing field. And down the bottom, it's Barnsley, 1 point clear of Preston. They played a game more, so Preston could overtake them if they win their game in hand, overtake Barnsley. Stoke are 6 points, 7 points adrift of Barnsley in 23rd, and Plymouth are 10 points adrift on 21. As I say, all those teams do have a game in hand, though, as it turns out. Watford is our first game of the next episode. As I said, they are currently in 12th place. We have played them once in this series, beat them 2-0 at the Bob Lucas earlier in the season. Ronan Darcy in 15 and Wakachu after 70 minutes. So it'd be good to get another result. And then we play Sheffield United, who we've played twice this series, drawn with them once in the league, and beat them at the Bob Lucas. We're at the Bob Lucas this time in the FA Cup. Can we get through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup? We'll find out in the next episode, and you join me for that. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Bottom to the Top and our series Going Dutch as they are released. And new episodes of Bottom to the Top will be released every Tuesday and Friday, 4:15 p.m. And of course, as I said, we are having the boiler fixed, so hopefully we'll be back on track on Thursday. And the best way of keeping up to date what's happening on the channel is follow me on X at JustOffside2. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's episode 118 on Friday. Don't forget, Going Dutch on Thursday and a shirt unpacking video on Wednesday. Join me for all those. Keep in touch. Until then, goodbye.